And we are live. Welcome everybody. Happy Monday to you. Happy Monday. Welcome to the first live of the week. Well, the first official live of the week, because of course I did have the surprise live yesterday, which some of you joined me for, so thank you for that. So as you start to join, we're going to wait a few moments and allow people to join live. As you start to join, guys, say hello in the comments. Say hello in the comments. And what I want you to tell me today is I want you to tell me how you're feeling. How you're feeling right now. How are you feeling right now? So share in the comments, maybe one word, share one word to describe how you're feeling right now. So this could be how you're feeling right now with the success that you want to create in your yoga business. Here we go. So I can see now it's coming up. Sometimes Facebook's a little bit slow with this. Inspired. Woohoo! Yeah, I love that. Inspired. So we've got Renetta, Posha, Pamela. Hello. Hey guys. Thank you so much for joining me. So as you're joining, give me some love. It's always so exciting and just interesting to see how many people are going to show up live. So yeah, Posha Pamela, so she says, excited, yoga with Jeff, optimistic, motivated, brilliant, inspired, excited, confident. Love this, guys. So as you start to join me this evening, well, it's evening here in London, as you start to join, just give me one word how you are feeling, how you're feeling right now. And yeah, it's been an exciting day, right? We've had two video trainings have been released into the group from Ian Finn and Annie Carpenter, and you guys have been getting stuck in. I'm loving it. I'm loving the amount of showing up that you've been doing already, which is absolutely fantastic. And I'm sure you'll agree that we've had a really inspiring start to the week, inspiring start to the 7 days. Those video trainings were just incredible, really full, jam-packed, full of golden nuggets of wisdom. So I know that many of you, well, I know all of you that watch them have got so much out of them. So that's brilliant. So start just letting me know where you're coming from, where you are. As you start coming into the group, let me know how you're feeling. Let me know how you're feeling. Just share one word with me. And I am feeling really excited. I'm feeling really excited. I can just feel the energy in the group today has just been incredible, absolutely incredible. So well done to all of you for showing up and contributing and really engaging in the videos there today. So today really is all about discovery. It's about discovering your purpose and what you're put on the earth to do. So they are the themes that were really kind of prevalent, that really came up in the video trainings from Ian and Annie. And maybe you are one of those lucky people, one of those lucky souls that has it all figured out already, and you know why you're here on this earth, and you're doing the work that you're meant to do. You're waking up every day, every morning, and just diving right into it. And I feel like I'm pretty close to what I'm supposed to be doing. You know, I know that what I'm doing here right now just completely lights me up. And but you know, I will say that I'm open to it evolving further down the road, and that's okay. I'm completely open to it. And I think that, you know, when we talk about purpose, I really believe that it's the way that you live your life towards a bigger why. It's the way you live your life. And I think this evolves. And I don't think it's the same as your passion, because I think passions change, right? Passions change, but passions do play a big part in discovering your purpose. And I'm going to come on to this in a little while. So let's have another quick look what's going on here. So we've got focused. Hey Adele, hey love. Excited and intrigued. On the right track, love that. I love how you've hyphenated that to make it into one word. Yeah, Wendy, you've not missed anything. So just giving you guys some time to join. So today, really, I want to kind of explore some of these themes that came up in the video trainings with you around purpose and doing the inner work and your passion. So we're going to talk about that, and I'll share my thoughts on it. And then I'm going to give you some practical tools and strategies so that you can really implement it. Okay, and I've got a juicy workbook for you as well, so you can actually spend a little bit of time. I'm going to give you some homework so that you can actually spend some time on this. And the workbook is really pulling from the things that you heard in those video trainings. So really going to help you just to really make sense of everything. Okay, so I think, as Ian Finn said, he said that our passion is inside of us. It's inside us, and our soul knows what it is. We know deep inside, we know what our purpose is even. And it's up to us to really take action, to discover it, and to really live it. And I think as we grow, we begin to understand what matters to us, don't we? We begin to understand the kind of impact that we want to leave. And it's really about the kind of life that you want to live, and ultimately what legacy you want to leave behind, and how you can start making choices around that today. And that includes what you're doing as a yoga teacher, the work that you're doing as a yoga teacher. And I know that there's some of you out there in the group, here in the group, that aren't full-time yoga teachers. Okay, so I want you to put your hand up. Give me a yes if that's you. And maybe you have a full-time office job, or you have some other part-time role that's helping you to supplement your income as a yoga teacher. So let me know if that's you guys. Give me a yes if that's you. Alina says, love workbooks. Me too. So, if that's you, and I think quite often, yoga teachers, and this is the case for many yoga teachers, okay, having that extra side job. And quite often, you might find yourself kind of stuck in this place between your day job and the desire to want to teach yoga, and the struggle to make that transition. Is that any of you guys? Let me have a look what's going on in the comments here. Is that any of you? Me? Yep. Aaron says for one more week. Woo! Me, yeah, exactly. So if that's you, give me a yes in the comments if that's you. And I think this is true for a lot of teachers. And maybe you've been doing the same thing, or you're in the same job for a long time, and you feel like you're not on the right path towards your bigger purpose. And it can make us feel a bit depressed, doesn't it? When you're not where you should be. Yeah. And what I want to say around that is that I think sometimes we feel like we're missing out on something. Okay, we feel like we've wasted like a season or a chapter of our life, and we've been preparing for the wrong thing, and then we have to start all over. Yeah, so we've been doing this job for years and years and years, and then we're starting afresh. We're starting all over. And I think people in their 30s, their 40s, their 50s, their 60s, people feel this way. Yeah, they feel that their past was in some way a waste. And I really believe that nothing is wasted. Your past, so if you've been feeling like this, your past is preparing you for what's to come, and you can use everything as almost like an apprenticeship for what's coming next. And it's really about listening to your life, guys. It's about paying attention to the things that you've done previously, the passions you've had, the failures you've experienced. All of those things can really help you to figure out, where you're going next and what your larger purpose is in life. And I really don't believe that, I really believe that your past doesn't necessarily dictate your future, but you can definitely learn from it. Let's have a look, see what's going on here. Okay, so yeah, exactly. So this is interesting. So yeah, Amelia, she says, I just made the shift, happy I made the jump, but it's just confusing where to start from. Lazier. She says, I've had to turn down opportunities because of my day job. That's the other thing, isn't it? It's turning down opportunities because you don't have time. And Emma says, it was me until recently I got made redundant. So now's my time to jump in at the deep end. Okay, so that's when it's kind of forced upon you. So it's quite interesting, isn't it? But I think, you know, the important thing to know is that nothing's wasted. Everything's pushing you in the right direction. You know, for me personally, I went from, you know, climbing the marketing ladder for 15 or so years, and my goal during that time was always to get to those head of marketing positions. And, you know, I got there, but then yoga had become such a big part of my life that I then decided to do my training. And it was for personal reasons that I did my training. It was never about becoming a yoga teacher. But within, you know, those few months in training, so much changed for me. I ended up quitting my job and starting my first yoga business called Good Yoga Life. And that was literally in a matter of months from qualifying. Everything changed. And that was 4 years ago that I quit my job. Since then, lots of things have happened. Lots of incredible things have happened. You know, I've hosted nearly 20 sold out yoga retreats. I've got a buzzing community here. But the journey didn't end. See, the thing is, I had this voice. There was this voice in my head, and it had been there for a year or so. And this voice was telling me to create this. Was telling me to create Digital Yoga Academy. And I think this is really important because sometimes we have this voice and we don't listen to it because we think that this voice is giving us crazy ideas of, you know, directions that we might go in. But I really believe that you have to listen to it. You have to listen to that, you know, that inner wisdom, and really tap in and just believe in that voice that keeps coming up. Don't ignore it, you know. And I think, you know, for me, it was about a year into Good Yoga Life that I said yes to that voice, and I started putting the wheels in motion to launch Digital Yoga Academy. And at that point, things started to click more for me. Yeah, things started to click because it was about bringing my passions together at the time: marketing, yoga, teaching, helping people. And so you see, you know, how your life doesn't necessarily take you where you expect it to. But without that stressful, high-pressured marketing career, I wouldn't be here with you guys now. And, you know, maybe now, well, actually, definitely now, I can say that it was inevitable that those paths were aligning and those passions were supposed to come together. Does that make sense? So, you know, instead of, you know, seeing like parts of your life as maybe irrelevant because it doesn't kind of feel like it's part of your journey towards your purpose, you know, you should start to kind of see how when you look back, the past starts to make so much sense. So what's your thoughts on this, guys? Let's have a look in this. Let's have a look. So Eileen says, yes, bring our passions together. The universe in action. It certainly was. That's exactly how it feels. But, you know, like looking back, I would never have thought that my life was going to go in this direction. You know, when I was in my 20s, I just thought of that, you know, seeing myself in, I don't know, maybe some big fancy building in the center of London, and like with my big team and my big marketing budget. That's all I was thinking about back then. So it's really interesting. Let's have a look. Yeah, I quit my day. Yasmina says, I quit my day job, my eyes closed, believing the universe always has my back. And now I'm here to learn how to become a yogipreneur. Exactly. The yogi is already growing within, but the preneur is what I need to learn. I love that. I absolutely love that. Thank you for sharing that. So yeah, so it's really quite interesting, isn't it? And if you really think about this, you know, perhaps chapters of your life will start to click. So I want you to have a think about that. So that's really what I wanted to kind of start today with, is to think about what your life is actually telling you. Yeah, what is it telling you? Listen to your life. And also the next thing really is about community. Because, and I'll talk from experience as well, but if you are wanting to make a big shift in your life, so maybe we'll stick with the scenario of, you know, moving from a day job to your real passion in life right now in teaching yoga, and you really feel like something else is calling you, but you don't have the support system in your life to make it happen. And I think for us as yoga teachers, this is actually a really big deal, because that transition from a day job to making, you know, yoga your career and your business really is a big deal if you don't have the support around you, and instead you have the doubters. And I experienced this, you know, I definitely have the support from my husband and always have, but my doubter and someone who I really wanted the support of was my mum. She just did not get it. You know, she didn't get why I was leaving a full-time marketing well-paid position to start a yoga business. And, you know, even a year into the business or so, you know, and things going really well, and I would tell her about my success and my retreats, she would just say to me, but Kelly, wouldn't you like the security of a 9-to-5? And, you know, we hear this, don't we? We hear this all the time. You know, you can't make money in the yoga industry, or teaching yoga isn't a real job. And I spoke about this last night, but it's all nonsense, isn't it? It's nonsense. It's just the stories that simply are the fears within our society that says that, you know, that success isn't guaranteed. But you know what, your success is guaranteed, and what is essential to this success is community. It really is community. So whereas you might have some doubters in your life right now, what you do have right now as well is this group. Yeah, you have this group, a group of yogipreneurs, and this is a community of like-minded yoga teachers. And that community really is essential to make your story a success. So that's a little bit of a reminder for you guys to, you know, for this week, to really share your progress this week and to get real accountability from this group, Yeah, oh, Famiko, hey, we have a speaker in the house. Hey, Famiko. Famiko says, yes, with passion we can accomplish so much. It's what has propelled my business for almost 2 decades. So true, Kelly. Thank you for contributing. Thank you for showing up here and watching. So there's a reminder, guys, is to, you know, share your progress this week. It's really, really important. So your homework, you want to be sharing it in the group. And you know, building a yoga business that really is going to create the impact that you want it to create is all about relationships, and it's about connection, and it's about building trust, you know, with your customers, with your students and your audience, and, you know, and also the people that you want to partner with as well. And I think sometimes we think that, you know, when we bootstrap our way to success, we think that we can do everything on our own. We really are deceiving ourselves, because we never really succeed on our own, and we shouldn't want to. You know, we should want to bring other people into it so that we can grow. And, you know, maybe there are times in our lives where we are surrounded by people, and, you know, maybe some of those people make us feel like we can't do it, that we can't move forward with our crazy idea. But what I've learned from the response that I got from my mum is that those people are just as important in the journey as the people who are cheering us on along the way, because they kind of give us this, you know, wait a minute, yes, I can do this. And that's exactly how I felt. There's this kind of confidence that comes out of nowhere when someone challenges us that we can't do something. So I think, you know, if you find that right now your support network or your community is you know, there are doubters there, I think you need to go out and you need to find community and support network and the people out there who are going to cheer you on. Okay, it's really, really important. You know, it's amazing to get those people, and you have those people here as well. Okay, so what have I shared already? So I think, you know, understanding that no chapter in life is wasted, that it's all part of a lifelong journey of understanding, you know, what you are here for, what your purpose is, and also that community is a crucial part of that journey. So they're the 2 things that I wanted to start with today. And let's have a look here. Oh, I love that. Nikki says, "Ooh, I need all of you. I need your support so much." Yeah, exactly. Exactly, exactly. Perfect. Well done, guys. Yep, share the love. That's it. Support each other. All of you here commenting and showing up right now. You know, you have an opportunity to make friends with other yoga teachers from all over the world. So it's really special. It's really special what we have in this group. And so you guys can play your part in it. So okay, so I've set the scene, and now I want to really kind of move on to a practical part, the practical part, okay? So let's get practical. So how do you find your purpose? We've been talking about purpose. How do you find your purpose? You know, how do you find the big why in your life? How do you really tap into it? And what I'm going to run through now with you will really relates to well, what I'm running through with you now is going to relate to the exercise that you'll find in the book, a link at the end of today's session. And I think sometimes we believe that we first need to get like 100% super clear on what our purpose is before we can actually start living it or creating offerings, yoga offerings that are aligned with our purpose. Yeah. So just as, you know, Ian Finn, for instance, he talked today about the classes and the trainings that he offers and how his life purpose of love and bliss are really authentically weaved into his offerings. So things like hugging at the start of class, or the beach cleanups, you know, the karma yoga that they offer during trainings, those parts of his offerings are really aligned with his purpose. And sometimes we think that we need to know what our purpose is before we can start with all of that stuff. But I really believe that clarity comes with action. Yeah, clarity comes with action. So a lot of times we just get a bit overwhelmed, don't we? We've got 18 passions and 27 things to do, and we just don't know where to start. But when you start listening to your life, as I said before, your options actually start to narrow down in a really good way. Yeah. So how do we begin that process? So I want you to really look at your life, look at the chapters, listen to it, begin to understand what you really love doing. And, you know, for me, you know, what I really love doing when I look back and really tune into it all, I love mentoring others. I love helping other people to succeed. You know, if I think about my managerial roles in my marketing life, supporting my team, teaching my staff what I know, you know, even with my friends, you know, a lot of my friends come to me for advice on their business, their careers, and I absolutely love more than anything to offer help with that. And then as a yoga teacher, you know, teaching others how to live better lives through yoga, and now teaching you guys, you know, how to build better yoga businesses that are going to create more impact. And, you know, this stuff doesn't come straight away. You know, I'm a couple of years off 40, and this doesn't come straight away. It takes time, and that's okay. You know, if you're taking action towards it, then it's okay. You know, it's okay to not, for it to not 100% click right now. You know, I didn't realize, you know, at the end of 15 years in marketing that really my purpose is as a teacher to help other people to create impact. I didn't realize that at all. Yeah. So when you begin to understand what your life, the chapters of your life have been telling you or are telling you, then it starts to make a little bit more sense, and you start to get a bit more clarity. You know, before I can tell my life what I want to do with it, you have to listen to what your life is telling you who you are. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? But this isn't a, you know, this isn't a passive thing. It means that you need to take action. And I really believe that a way that you can take action right now is to look at your passions right now, is to look at your passions. And we'll talk about that in a minute. Let's have a look, see what's going on. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you so much for being here. So Aaron says, I'm 50 next year and I finally found out what I want to do when I grow up. Exactly, there we go. This is it. So we don't need to worry, do we? We don't need to worry. We just need to trust that it's all going in the right direction, that it's all going in the right direction. But it's a beautiful thing, because as we learn and as we take action, we can experiment with this, right? We can experiment. Those little crazy voices, those ideas that come up, the inspiration, we can experiment with these things. We can put it out into the world, and each thing that we experiment, each thing that we put out there in terms of our yoga offerings are moving us forward towards our purpose, yeah? And we start to realize as time goes on what it is that we're meant to do and why we're meant to be here, why we're here. So yeah, so I think, you know, instead of just waiting to know what we're supposed to do, that doesn't happen. You know, you just got to get out there. You've got to take action. And I'm all for taking action. Those of you that are students in my programs will know that. I always say this, don't I, guys? Take action. Just get it out there. And, you know, it's about imperfect action as well. You know, for all those perfectionists, you know, out there, just knowing that nothing, it doesn't have to be perfect. Just get it out there, get the feedback that you need. And it's just really it's an intentional process, I think. So I think if you're struggling with this, if you watch the videos today and you're thinking, well, I really don't know what my purpose is, I'm still kind of working it out, know that it's okay, and just start to listen to your life, what your life is telling you. Okay, so yeah, so that big idea that won't go away, now is the time to start experimenting with it. Yeah, now's the time to start experimenting with it. Tune in, listen, and, you know, I think as time goes on, that clarity will come. The clarity comes with action, okay? So you can also take some action right now by tapping into your why you do what you do now. Yeah, why you do what you do now, even if it feels like you're not really where you want to be in your yoga business, and therefore it feels like it's irrelevant what you're doing now to the bigger picture. Because if we go with that idea of your life telling you a story, whatever you're doing right now is irrelevant, okay? So why do you teach? Why do you teach yoga? Why do you get out of bed in the morning, guys? Why do you get out of bed in the morning? What is your mission right now? What is your mission? Because these types of questions, and you'll find some questions like this in your workbook, but these types of questions can really bring up some themes. And you might find that, you know, you have reoccurring themes that you can almost put together like a little mission statement, which is really nice. And, you know, I said at the start that I don't believe that purpose is the same as your passions, but that your passions definitely play a part. And they do, because you have passions right now, don't you? You have things in your life right now that you're passionate about. And right now is part of the journey to understanding your purpose in life. So when we think of passions, it's about the what. Yeah, it's about the what. It's like, what are your passions? What are you passionate about? Are you passionate about music, art, love? Your passions really are things. They're really things that you are passionate about. Whereas your purpose is about why. Your purpose is the why you're drawn to this purpose in life. Purpose is all about the motivation, yeah, the motivation to do what you do, to get out of bed in the morning, to jump out of bed with you know, inspired and excited. Sometimes I go to bed and I'm like, I can't wait for the morning. Just want to get up and just get on with this, you know? So like that is the passion. That's the real purpose. That's the real purpose that's driving you forward. It's driving you forward. But the great thing here is that these things work together, and when you can match them up and you can feel really passionate about your purpose in life, that's really your sweet spot. That's really the sweet spot, because, you know, life is dull without passions. We know that. Life is dull without passions. Have a look, see what's happening over here. Yeah, my mission is helping the planet raise the vibration. Exactly, I love that. So yeah, I think, you know, there's always a balance, isn't there? There's a balance to life, and the balance between passion and purpose that really can make life a bit more fun and focused. I think when you're not working with your true passions and you're not living towards your purpose, your body sends you signals, doesn't it? Your body sends you signs, and it's up to us to really just tap into what's going on, you know, inside, and to listen to these signs. So things like feeling tired, you know, low energy, feeling overwhelmed, stuck, you know, for not being able to concentrate, you know, anxiety, all of these things, you know, can be a sign that you're not really in alignment. And the opposite, of course, you know, when you are following your passions and you're moving towards your purpose, you feel light, you feel free, you feel joyous, you've got abundant energy. It's a really good feeling, isn't it? You know, you feel like you're in flow, and there's just this divine kind of timing going on with everything around you, because you're attracting all of the good stuff into your life, and everything just feels really aligned. And so, you know, you might have full clarity, but you can certainly take action right now and look at your passions. That's a really great way, a really great place to start, is to look at what you're passionate about. What do you really love? What do you really love sharing with your students? You know, when you're in class, what is it about yoga that really lights you up? And quite often it's something that's had a personal effect on you in your life. And, you know, if you can find that, that's even better, because you can really talk about that with passion, experience, and authenticity. So, yeah, so I think, you know, if you're struggling with passions, is anyone struggling with passions? Do we know what our passions are? Do we know that? Do we know what we really love? Because, you know, I have worked with teachers in the past, and I'm like, well, I'm not really sure what I'm passionate about. And I kind of, my answer to that is to think about what you're really interested in and what are you really engaged in. You know, what are you interested in and what are you doing a lot of? That's your passion. Yeah, when you're really passionate about something, you're both interested in it, so you're thinking about it a lot, you're reading up about it, and you're actively engaged in it. So have a think about that, guys, what that is for you, because that's a really good place to start. Okay, it's a really good place to start with this. Connect to your passions, connect with your passions, and that's going to be the thing that really wakes you up in the morning. Wakes you up in the morning. It's going to be the reason to do what you do. So yeah, so I think, you know, I think my best advice here really is just to be constantly self-reflective about the experiences that you have in your life and also in your yoga practice, and, you know, what aspects of them you enjoy or you don't enjoy, and then just leverage that knowledge. Use that knowledge to think about how that passion might translate into potential ways of teaching yoga or sharing yoga. How can you translate that passion into your message? And yeah, so that brings me on to message, actually. So I think, you know, when you get all of this stuff in place, all of this good stuff in place, when you do that inner work and, you know, you take action on this, you get to a place where you can really start to create a really authentic message that's aligned with you, it's aligned with your identity. And, you know, when that message is authentic, because it's really coming from your soul, your heart, that message, guys, is just really loaded with energy. It's loaded with energy that can really speak to the heart and soul of your students. And they're the people who are meant to hear your message, your ideal students. And what happens is it cuts through the noise, because we all know, don't we, there's a lot going on social media. Yeah, we're being shouted at on social media, and it's much harder for us to get our message across. And authenticity really cuts through that noise. You know, being vulnerable really cuts through that noise. And we really don't need to be scared about being vulnerable, because being vulnerable is you simply sharing that you used to be where your student is now, and that you've gone through whatever it is that they're going through now. Yeah, it's your personal story. So that's vulnerability, and that's being real, and people connect to that. People connect to that realness. So you're not just sticking any old message out there into the world, you know, come to this yoga class, it's going to relieve stress. It's not a carbon copy that we're putting out there of someone else's message. This is your message, yeah? This is your message, the reason why you're here, yeah? The reason why you want to create an impact. The impact you want to create is your message that directly reflects your purpose. And all of that is just loaded, you know, in the message that you want to share with your students. And let me ask you, like, why do you want to share that message? Why do you want to share that message with people? Why do you want to share that message? We want to share it because, you know, it creates impact. Your message is unique. Every single one of you that has showed up here today, your message, your yoga message is completely unique, and it really has the power to create a positive impact on someone. Yeah, your message really can change someone's life. It's that powerful, it's that transformative. And you know this already, right? You know this from your teachings in the studio, yeah? Your personal teachings with someone. And quite often we get mixed up about this. We think that it's different when we take it online, but it's not, because you're already sharing a message in the studio space with your students. You're already helping and providing transformation and helping someone to make a positive impact on someone's life when you're teaching them. And so we have this amazing opportunity with the online space to share that message and reach even more people and make even more of a positive impact. So it's really a beautiful thing. And I talked about this last night in my surprise live, that we have this incredible opportunity. You know, the world needs the message of yoga. There is no doubt about that. No doubt about that at all. You know, the world is also shifting in that it's becoming more receptive. It's becoming more receptive in a positive way to yoga and meditation and well-being. So we have this message, don't we? We have this opportunity to share our message. And that's why, you know, if you are fearful of sharing your message, if you're fearful of going online and being in the spotlight, you have to remember that this isn't about you. It's about creating transformation. It's about creating impact on somebody's life. And ultimately, this is why we do what we do, right? This is why we get out of bed in the morning. So my final piece on this is that you have to make your message much bigger than your fear. And I know many of you have that fear, but write that down. I want everyone to write that down. You have to make your message much bigger than your fear. Write that down. If there's anything that you've written down this evening, write that one down. Make your message. I must make my message bigger than my fear. And, you know, in the workbook, I've given you some questions that are really going to help you to identify, you know, your passions, your why, to work on your purpose, to work on your message. So I'm really excited to share that workbook with you. Really, really excited. You know, this is where it starts, okay? This is where we start doing that inner work and doing the self-study to really get into alignment, to really get into alignment. Are we ready for this, guys? Are we ready? Give me a yes. Give me a yes if we're ready, or a big ready. Write ready in the comments if we are feeling ready for this, to do this inner work and to really start getting into alignment with this. Yeah, exactly. Courtney says, I love the idea that it's not about you. It's about creating transformation and impact for someone else. That's why I'm showing up with you guys. You know, I want to help you. It's not about me. It's about you guys. So before I leave today, in true Kelly style, I want to give you a little bit of tough love. I want to give you a little bit of tough love, only a little bit. And this is especially if you feel like, you've not been moving forwards, and you're, you know, not taking action towards like finding your purpose because you feel stuck, And my tough love is this. My tough love is that that's actually an excuse, okay? It's an excuse. And hearing that from me might make you feel a little bit uncomfortable, but that's okay. You know, we have to feel uncomfortable. Feeling uncomfortable is a good sign. It's a good sign that we are in growth, yeah? We have to start getting comfortable with feeling uncomfortable. And I want you to get into that place of getting comfortable with being uncomfortable, okay? And in fact, give me a hands up. Give me a hands up. Who here has been feeling stuck? Who here has been feeling stuck? Give me a yes if you have been feeling stuck in your business. Give me a yes. Because, you know, when you feel this way, or when you get comfortable with feeling uncomfortable, it just allows you to move forward, even when you don't have all the answers, or even when, you know, things are uncertain. Moving forward is going to help you to get where you need to go, okay? And that's why I say this is an excuse, because truthfully, if you ask yourself the question, have you done the inner work on this? Have you connected with your purpose, your passions, your message? Have you got into alignment with what you have to offer? And we'll talk about that tomorrow. Are you in alignment with all of this stuff? Are you in alignment? Have you actually sat down and done the work? Because when you're not in alignment, you feel stuck, okay? But when you have done the work on this and you are in alignment, you won't feel stuck. So you see that it's an excuse. It is an excuse, because to move beyond feeling stuck, you just need to take some action, okay? And so for those of you who have said ready, this is it. This is it. This is the action you need to start taking. So we're all going to do our homework tonight. Okay, so that's what's going to happen. We're going to do our homework. We're going to take action. And like I said before, it can be imperfect action. You might look at the workbook and be a little bit stuck, but just write whatever comes to mind. Just get it out on paper. That's all I encourage you to do, because if you do that, you're taking action and you're moving forward. And as you write, just as if you journal, things start to make sense. Yeah, but we have to get started, guys. We have to get started. Okay, so I think that's all from me this evening. I want to say a massive thank you to all of you again for showing up. I'm really happy that you all showed up today. And yeah, we've got more of this all week. So keep showing up. There's one more thing I wanted to say, actually. So there is a prize for everybody who shows up all week. There's a prize that I'm going to announce on Sunday. And to be in for that prize, I would like you to share a part of your homework, okay? So what I want you to do is I want you to share the last page of your workbook here in the group, yeah? And me and my team will be just logging who's sharing, and we'll be giving you a point for Monday for day one for showing up. So that's the showing up element of this week. That's the showing up element. So share your progress, share your homework. And by doing that, it enables you to get support and accountability from everyone else here, which we already know is a beautiful thing. We need that support. It's essential to our success. Okay, so as always, you know, if you have any questions, I'm going to link to the workbook now, guys. And literally, as soon as I press end video, I'm going to upload the workbook. So any questions, just come into the group. Lots of you are friends with me here on Facebook. You can send me a message. And big love to you all. Thank you so much for joining me. You guys are absolutely awesome, and I can't wait for tomorrow. Take care. See you guys soon. Take care.